Ryota Sakamoto does not have a job and resides with his mother, his sole significant accomplishment being that he holds the title of Japan's leading player of the well-known online video game Tomb. Nevertheless, his tranquil existence is on the brink of transformation as he discovers himself isolated on an island in the middle of nowhere, with a tiny green crystal lodged in his left hand and no recollection of how he arrived there. To his astonishment, someone has chosen to bring the game he loves into reality, with the consequences being a matter of life or death. The episode begins with an online game of Tomb, featuring a team of players in red armor versus a player in silver armor. The silver-armored player is cleverly ambushed by a player dressed in red armor, resulting in an explosion from a bomb that secures the latter's victory. The message "Your team win" appears, and the scene shifts to Ryota Sakamoto, who is seated in front of a computer, having executed the ambush. Following this success, Sakamoto gains 4 stars, improving his global ranking in the Tomb game from 11th to 10th. He and his teammates are then confronted by the player currently ranked 2nd worldwide. Sakamoto explains that Tomb is a game that has achieved worldwide sales of 3 million copies, where bombs are the only weapons utilized. There are 8 different types of these bombs, commonly known as BIMs. He shares that within the online realm of Tomb, he found happiness, having married someone in-game and being regarded as one of the strongest and most respected players by others. The scene transitions to a forest, where Sakamoto is suspended from a tree branch by a parachute. He frees himself from the parachute gear and falls to the ground, feeling disoriented as he struggles to recall how he ended up in the forest. The area offers no mobile phone signal, and he expresses his fear upon discovering an IC chip implanted in his left hand. Sakamoto then steps on his bag, retrieves it along with a white hip pouch, and begins to navigate his way out of the forest. After stumbling while trying to escape from insects, he unexpectedly finds himself at a beach. A flashback ensues, depicting Sakamoto in a fit of anger directed at his mother for attempting to secure him a job at a grocery store. Once Sakamoto exits the grocery store, he is approached by 2 men dressed in black suits. Back at the beach, Sakamoto becomes aware that his memories are slowly coming back, but only in a vague manner. He redirects his attention to the white hip pouch, taking out one of the cubes that was inside the pouch. He presses a button on the cube, initiating a countdown. He throws the cube away from himself before the countdown completes, realizing at that moment that the cubes are indeed bombs, BIMs. He decides to abandon the BIMs when a man approaches him whom Sakamoto wrongly assumes is a friendly individual. The man hurls a BIM at Sakamoto, resulting in him being thrown clear from the explosion of the BIM. As he rises, Sakamoto concludes that he now must engage in a real-life version of Tomb, and he grabs his white pouch filled with the BIMs as he flees into the forest, eventually reaching a cliff edge. The man persists in chasing Sakamoto, throwing BIMs at him. Sakamoto starts to fight back, tossing his own BIMs at the man, but fails twice since he is unaware that his BIMs are timer BIMs. He then confronts the man, posing questions about the use of BIMs, the IC chip, and why he is under attack. This prompts laughter from the man, who declines to respond to Sakamoto's inquiries and throws another BIM at him. Sakamoto escapes and attempts to surrender, but is unsuccessful. While hiding in the bushes, Sakamoto learns that the IC chip functions as a radar, rendering hiding useless. He also realizes that his BIMs will explode only when the countdown on them reaches 0, unlike his opponent's BIMs, which are crackers and will detonate upon impact. After some thought, the man chooses to throw 2 cracker BIMs at once, targeting the bushes and the rock crevice, as he cannot determine Sakamoto's position. However, just before the man can launch his BIMs, Sakamoto shouts and dashes towards the cliff edge from his hiding spot before leaping off. The man follows and stands at the cliff's edge, calling Sakamoto a fool. As Sakamoto swims away, he begins a countdown, revealing that he had planted one of his timer BIMs at the cliff's edge before he jumped. As the countdown hits 0, an explosion occurs, killing the man. Upon seeing the man's body sinking beneath the waves, Sakamoto is horrified and tries to rationalize his actions as self-defense while returning to shore. He then notices the man's BIM pouches that have washed ashore and concludes that he must take them to persist in this real-life game of Tomb.